Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. With Dashy talking about the old Optic gaming team during the Black Ops 4 season and exactly who Crimsix compares to. We also have Clayster discussing the top 5 players in Call of Duty history, where he thinks he lies among the best players on that Optic dynasty. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do to help this channel reach more people. Please consider subscribing as well if you haven't already. Bottom right hand corner, you guys know the drill. Firstly, this from Crimsix, now lean back, he says. What a man, right? Crimsix, Slim 6 is back in business, baby. That Halloween is getting ready to go. So by the time the season begins, this guy's going to be out of control. He's going to be full fitness. He's going to go full Doug Santa Martin mode on the timeline. And yeah, Crimsix is looking good, man. He's getting ready for the new season. It's just fantastic to see. And yeah, this guy's definitely going to be dropping 1.2s again. There's no doubt about that one. Also wanted to run through then that, well, a couple of the more top players from the CDL season. Number 10 goes to Hydra. The stats on Hydra are actually very, very impressive indeed. Like, completely ridiculous, frankly, to do this in his very first year. Of course, he's going to be teaming with Crimsix next year on the subliners, as has now been confirmed, thankfully. So, of course, a slaying SMG. Therefore, this line here in the middle for the stats is kind of the slaying SMG's KD. So, a 0.98 overall is average for that role, which kind of does make sense. But his hardpoint KD among his role, number 1 at a 1.17. This guy was completely absurd when he came, especially the first month or so, really, when he came in on Garrison hardpoint, especially. New York would just blow everyone off the park, and especially, well, Hydra was obviously a key piece to that. Search and Destroy also has massively improved. I remember the first go on the maps he played in Search, he was completely woeful, but after that he really turned it around. You can see these featured stats, S&D KD on LAN and at Majors, 1.34 and 1.4 respectively. This also incredibly impressive. The hardpoint KD versus the top 3 teams, I guess that being FaZe, then Dallas Empire and Toronto Ultra, of course, I guess Toronto second, then Dallas Empire would be third in that list. That's a 1.22, which is also pretty remarkable, a 1.4 KD and hardpoint in their wins. So just an incredible number of phenomenal statistics really here from Hydra. And I think honestly, Crimsix and Clayster together might even get more out of Hydra than he was able to perform himself this year. So I think a really impressive season for him first coming into the league. Definitely got a lot of potential there in future seasons as well. And also this from Lion Man, 2021 LAN card, right? So first bloods in Search and Destroy, 22 and 13. Just some nice featured statistics right here, especially for a guy who never played on LAN before. Coming in and having some pretty impressive results here for the subliners. Of course, didn't get the placings they wanted, but plenty of potential still, of course, coming up this year. Number 9 then goes to Standy, who I think this is about fair enough. Hydra gets 10th. Standy, who is a pretty similar player, to be honest, statistically, but obviously had better results in terms of winning a major at stage 5, then he gets the number 9th place. And you can see, yeah, the stats here, especially when Standy first arrived, it really turned this team on its head, the Minnesota Rokkr, and they became a serious force. See some of the stats right here, S&D KD versus the top 3 teams at a 1.14. This, well, Rain, Search and Destroy KD, but actually should be Rain, Search and Destroy KD. Not sure you guys can fully see that. You can see it now, but anyway, Rain, Search and Destroy KD. And look, 1.36. Like this guy especially, I'm pretty sure the final map they won against Toronto to complete against Toronto to complete the 5-4 comeback. The 4-0 to 5-4 comeback. We don't want to talk about that one. It was on Raid, Search and Destroy, and Standy went off the last couple of maps, especially that final raid to win them the entire thing. So definitely very really impressive what these guys are up to this season. Some of these rookies coming into the scene are just dominating. Many more years of great action to come from these guys, I am sure. So this then from Dashy last night. A few interesting clips come out. He was having a good time reminiscing on some of the old Optic Gaming teams and comparing the old Optic Gaming roster from the Black Ops 4 season, which of course was Karma, Scump, Crimsix, Dashy and TJ, to effectively the keeping up with the Kardashians and trying to figure out exactly which player was which Kardashian. Pretty funny clip, to be honest. But we'll talk a little bit about this team here in a second, because of course they won the Vegas event right at the end of 2018. Actually, it was. Dashy was the MVP for this. He had a 1.4 KD with the Tempest in hand. He was using Profit at the time when it was really, really strong indeed. Of course, Dashy was a great player that year, but that was the last time that Optic actually won an event. Didn't happen, of course, during 2021. Will it happen here in 2022? That, of course, remains to be seen, right? But yeah, a pretty entertaining team it was at the time. He's kind of talking how Crimsix was, he was pretty much the annoying one of the roster, and the rest of the guys, he doesn't want to give TJ too much gas, but also a couple of other funny clips that come out really of impersonating Crimsix during that period, and just a fun little rivalry between the two of them, I'm sure, going into next year once again.
I'm just watching, yeah. Our team was like keeping up with the Kardashians, but COD edition, You had Seth, that was probably Kim, the star of the show. I was like Kylie, the spoiled brat no one with, but everyone, I don't know. I was supposed to be the future. Kendall, Courtney was probably Porter. Just, Courtney was Porter. Always in people's, just pissing everybody off. Yeah.
It's going to be a heavy B push. Will they peek? Dashy waiting.
Damon was Chloe and then Tej was Kendall. Actually, no, Tej can't be Kendall. That's way too much gas.
Potentially. No one's been watching the top, and Dashy kind of feels the read as well. Goes out, will connect and sinks.
You know what, they're locking it down, they're holding it. You can hear the Tempest out in the back, and that's Dashy's Karma's got 3
Is
on
this
the
clip
point.
league match? I'd probably go off. I'm a league match superstar.
This one, final 10 for the win now. Is there anything that Gen G can do?
Oh, when you've got a slam going down, picking up 3, a Tempest lighting up, finds 1, finds 2, finds 3, finds the...
And Seth steals the... he steals it. I remember this, actually. A lot of don't remember. I remember this. I should have pushed stairs for the 3-piece to get like a clip. Instead, I made the this is people don't give me credit. This is a discipline play. I could have been like, I got 2. Let me go for the world star. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna go vent. I got my 2. I'm gonna go get bomb. Go B. You know. No one tips the discipline. They only see dude. They only ego childs. Yeah, I only ego. I should have went for the 3-piece. You know. Hold on, we gotta back that up. I still remember Porter's comps from this. Look, I'm gonna reenact it. Ready? You ready? 4 more bushes. 4 more bushes. Oh my god! Holy, literally word for word. Not even trolling.
So there were some crazy moments, of course, at that event in CWL Vegas. This, of course, the comeback they made on E United here in the grand finals. I'm pretty sure they were down massively in this map again. They made a comeback to almost win it. They didn't quite get the P4 rotation, but win the game in the end. And it was a pretty crucial one. Of course, the Splice comeback, which was on Seaside, also was one of the more, well, probably the more famous one in the winners finals. But still, this one was also not something to be overlooked, really, with what they did to E United in the grand finals. But yeah, this is pretty ridiculous. Like, Arcitys also had an insane statistical performance at this event. And just good, really, looking back on Black Ops 4 and yeah, kind of reminiscing on this type of stuff, as I'm sure Dashy is doing as well. Thought it was kind of funny, really, just with regard to the comments that Dashy was making on Crimsix, like kind of impersonating him and saying, like, yeah, he was the annoying one, effectively, he was the Courtney. I don't know too much about the Kardashians to say whether that's an accurate representation or not, so feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. But as he says right here, like, there was this funny tweet I saw from 2020 when he was kind of like getting frustrated, Tom Cruise getting frustrated at the crew, me and Scribs on opting during Black Ops 4 and Dashy at TJ Halley. So yeah, definitely some fun stuff between the two of them, certainly going into next year, and of course previous years as well. It's not always been yeah, particularly well, it was particularly animous, let's just say, between the two of them. So maybe some good battles to come between New York and what we imagine is going to be Optic Dallas. This also then I wanted to mention from Clayster. So a few days ago, there was of course a lot of talk about the top 30 players of all time, and top 30 is just way too difficult, right? I'm not going to go through and do a top 30 rankings. No one really cares anymore anyway. But the key point is, like, who are the top players of all time? What's the top 5? And most people would say pretty unanimously it goes Crimsix, then it goes Scump, then it goes either Clayster or Karma, depending on which way you want to put it. Most people would put Karma, then Clayster, then I would say Formal in probably 5th spot, and that's probably your top 5. Outside of that, of course, things get a little bit questionable, but we'll leave it there for now. So Clayster is kind of commenting during this Black Ops 2 throwback tournament of a couple of days ago on the situation, right? What does he think about Scump and Crimsix being ranked above him? Should they be? Should he be higher up? Like, does he think it's about fair enough? And he goes on to say some pretty interesting stuff, really, about the fact that yes, he's the only player on that list that wasn't on that Optic Dynasty team, which you know, definitely some credit to be taken there for Clay.
You think you should be ranked higher than Scump all time? He's usually placed higher than you on the list. Cool. I mean, Scump's a goat, bro. Scump's a king. Probably him and Crim are maybe the only two I would be okay with above me. Like, I wouldn't have an argument for.
Skur will age like fine wine.
I mean, it's top 5, right? Top 5 solidified. And I'm the only player that's not on the Optic Dynasty in that top 5. So that's the hey, I'll take that, bro. I was getting screamed at by the Complexity Dynasty when I was on TK. On Optic, I was getting bodied. Dude, I've always been doing all this bullshit. But like, hey, like, they were always all up in my ass about it, bro, and I was in theirs. But like, I was just always consistently fighting, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that I'm even in the convo, I don't care like where I'm at. The fact that I'm like in that conversation with the
So this was the list that the Flank did quite a while ago. Now, when you can see the top 5, Crim, Scump, Karma, Clay, and Formal, which it is really impressive. Like, there's not many other sports, really, where you can look at and say that the top 5 players of all time, where 4 of them were on the same team for quite a significant period of time, during, of course, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and then Infinite Warfare, the Optic Dynasty. Of course, they became kind of yeah, high up on this list by having incredible performances during that period. But still, it's kind of crazy to think about the Clayster's kind of bang in the middle here. I think a lot of people could could very reasonably put Clayster above Karma just because of longevity, but I think you can make a reasonable argument for Clay at 3. I think you can make a great argument as well for Karma at 3. I think the top 2 right now are probably undisputed in my mind at least, and it is interesting to hear Clayster say, yes, you know, Scump's the GOAT, right, but it's great that I'm even in that conversation, right, given how many years I've battled against these guys and had a difficult time, and still ended up coming out on top and winning all the World Championships that I have done, winning, of course, both the World Championships in the 5 versus 5 era, and looking to do so again this year, I'm sure, on the subliners, but I thought there were some interesting comments there regardless. And just to finish off with this from the flank, given it was kind of relevant to the situation, Time Traveler steps on a mosquito, the timeline, the kind of butterfly effect kicks off, and this is the roster with Clayster instead of Enable. You've got Scump here instead. I wonder how this would have gone right with Scump attach. I mean, it would have been interesting, certainly. It would have been tough to say he was kind of doing the support role that Enable did so particularly well for this squad, while, especially during the end of Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare wasn't really so pretty for this team, but who knows how that could have gone. And of course, Clayster and Scump teamed up on Optic Gaming together way back in the Ghost days, and probably will never happen again, but they've certainly had some good battles between them over the years. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells the YouTube overlord this is a good video. Other people like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you much as always, take care, and I will see you next time.